Hi DIYers, Joe from Alarm Grid, and today we're going to talk about how and show you how to factory default an August smart lock. Now there isn't many instances where you're going to want to do a full factory reset on your August lock, but you may run into a situation where you need to. What the factory default does is it's going to wipe the lock 100% of all its settings. So you will need to have it connected to a smart device so that you can access the app and get to the option to actually do the reset. But after you do this factory default, it's actually going to break the connection with the app, and it'll be as if the lock is brand new out of the box. So if you do have this, you're using it as a troubleshooting method, you will need to reconnect to the lock with the app after performing this process. Really, because it's going to wipe all the information from the lock, there's only a couple instances where you're going to want to do this particular process. One is, let's say you just want to reset the lock back to its factory default before you give it out to a new tenant or a friend or whomever else. It'll be as if it's right out of the box. Another thing you can use it for is if you're having trouble connecting the lock or it's giving you some errant behavior when trying to interface it with a Z-Wave controller or in its regular operation. And if you've gone through the other troubleshooting steps, the factory default can be kind of a last Hail Mary to try to get the lock to work before calling it a bad device. Other than that though, there isn't too many instances where you're going to want to fully wipe the lock, as a lot of the settings on the lock you can control and configure through the app. And as far as the Z-Wave portion of the lock goes, you can actually just reset that particular portion of the lock. So this factory default process, only use it as a last resort if you're using it as a troubleshooting step, or if you're giving the lock to somebody else or you're letting somebody else use it. It would also be useful with that. Just know that they're going to have to connect to the lock when they get it, or when you reset it up, as factory resetting it is clearing it 100%. It's as if it's out of the box. So today though, we do have our lock, August lock right here. We do have it connected with our iPad. So on our iPad, let's go ahead and jump into the app and show you how to perform this factory default. I'm going to click on the August app and load up the app. And then I'm click on Alarm Grid Office, which is our lock. I'm not going to calibrate it. It hasn't been calibrated because we just have it sitting on the table. So I'm going to click on Cancel. And then I'm going to go to the gear in the bottom right. I'm going to click on Lock Settings. And then if I scroll down, you'll see right there under Utilities, there's Factory Reset. So I'm going to click on that. It says a factory reset will restore your lock to its original settings. All current users will lose access to this lock. So as one final reminder, as you can see, when you do reset it, it's going to clear everything off the lock. So if you do live in a house with other people or in a location with lots of people, make sure everybody's on board before you do this, because they're not going to be able to communicate or use the lock after you perform this function. So I'm going to click on Reset Lock. And there you go. The lock was completely reset. And as you can see, it says, Welcome to August. This is the menu that you were going to see when you first set the lock up. So if we do want to continue to use this particular lock, we'd have to reconnect it to the tablet and the app, go through that setup process, and then reconfigure it to do whatever we want it to do. But that's how to do the factory reset. It's not a difficult thing to do. You just go to the menu and click the button. But just be aware that this is what you want to do before you do it. And again, if there are other people living where you're living, make sure that everybody knows what you're going to do before you clear the lock of all its settings. If you do have any questions though about the August lock, connecting it to an alarm system, performing the factory reset, or other features you can use with the lock, feel free to give us a call at 888-818-7728. Send us an email to support@alarmgrid.com or head to our website, www.alarmgrid.com. If you did enjoy the video, feel free to subscribe. And if you want to be notified when we post future videos, hit the notification button below and we'll send you an update when we do so. Thanks for watching and have a great day.